Okay, so greetings family. Let me just show you this live trade on, it's my risk management account. You know, I know this contract looks small, right? But you get a good 3 to 5 good trades in a row with small contracts. Like I said, I think in the class back then, you make 150 to 200, you could actually play with a standard, you know. It's really good. You could pay the standard, risking money that you made from smaller contracts. So let me show you why I put this video into the Academy analysis, right? Now, one thing I noticed was here, this looks like a peak formation high. Why? When I draw a trend line, you see how this trend line was hit 3 times. At the same time, you see how the market makers came and broke that trend line, and it broke the 50 EMA for the first time. So this false breakout usually would be a peak reset. So I'll consider it to be, this was a peak high. Okay, that's how I was able to determine, all right, boom, this is a peak formation high. They shifted away from buyers. And then you could see continuing in the cycle, we have level 1, level 2, and level 3 right here. You know, just to show a good live example. So that's what I said I'm going to do. I did get stopped out of Australian CHF. You know, there was more liquidity to the downside, but Euro CHF didn't, you know, it shot down, but it was good. It was another quick inducement, was what I really like. So it makes it a more higher probability. Still could get stopped out, but this is still a good example, right? So we have a peak high right here. We have bank levels, level 1, level 2, and we have level 3. This was also a zone on the daily. It did break a zone on the daily here. Okay, we can also see that market makers did come. Okay, I was a little worried when I saw this. Well, I remember I sent the analysis at first. When I saw them aggressively coming down, I initially had my stop loss right here. So I closed the trade and I sent in the analysis to close it because it looked like they were going to hit the stops one more time, which they did. So I closed it right before they would have hit our stop losses. And you could see why did they stop hunt there? Because once again, family, it was the first breakout of this trend line. And then it came above this zone when a lot of retails would have been hopping on that buy. So what I should have done, what I probably should have done, family, this is what I'm going to do. When I see a trend line breakout and I see a level 3, I'm going to wait to see if it's an aggressive move, okay? Now, there are elements to how to figure out if this is a peak reset, but this aggressive move to the low and the fact that it came back up does show signs of a peak formation low happening. So again, why did this aggressive move happen? This was the break of trend line. At the break of this trend line, there was a liquidity pull down here. They came and hit the stops, and at the same time, they induced more off of this zone here. Okay, and then you could see today, they touched the 50 EMA and respected this zone, showed kind of a quick inducement. We go to the 1 hour. So what does this tell us, family? We do see, okay, let me just draw out the box. Let me unshade it for now. All right, make it nice. And we do see what? Inducements, right? So we see an inducement, break of this. They break a zone off the daily. We see another bearish inducement right here. We see another bearish inducement here. And another one. This was the stop hunt. And then we have another bearish inducement. Okay? Now, what does this tell you? All right? These bearish inducements more than likely are bringing a lot of retail traders into the market to sell. So we could speculate that retail trader stop losses are to the upside. Okay, so we have here, this is a liquidity pool right here. It will make sense as a market maker for them to come up and blast through the stop losses. But it's not just going to go up. It's going to maybe induce off the 200, induce off the ADR. But I expect it, you know, well, the ADR highs, that's today. Tomorrow it's going to change. So I do expect a massive stop hunt high, right, to, you know, get a 50 pips, 2-to-1, decent. So the fact that we have 3 levels, which is confluence, level 1, level 2, level 3, as taught by the market maker method, this makes sense that this would be a peak low, right? Peak formation low. And now we see them possibly, like I say, trapping sellers, inducing sellers. First breakout of the trend line brings buyers into the market. They then stop hunt buyers, induce more sellers. They do a quick disbursement here from the 200 and from this resistance. Quick inducement, look at that candlestick, but it's not going anywhere. So this is how I want you to look at it, especially seeing level 3. And when you see a trend line induce, 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 but it's not going anywhere, that does give a clear sign, a very good sign, especially how it did it 4 times, okay? And it did break the zone again here, which makes sense that they would have liquidity here, people trying to hold the trade. So this is just a live analysis. And hopefully, let's just see how the trade plays out. I think this is a good example and hope you enjoy. You know, again, still a good example. Could we get stop on it? It depends on how, if they didn't straddle enough contracts. You've always put that into the play. So, and it's NFP tomorrow, so it could be really wild. They could possibly, if they want to hit more stops, come down and go up. But I believe that they straddle a lot of selling contracts. So let's see. All right.